Hello guys, and welcome to day 19 of this full stack hospital management system. So in our day 18 or the last video, we looked at the reception side of this application. So let's go to the reception side of this application here. And what you can see here is that we are able to fetch the patient who are admitted into this hospital from our database, and also we were able to just include the search here, the search functionality, and also we were able to add the patient or admit the patient using this model here. So let's close. So today we are going to look at the side of the doctor and what doctor would do in this application and what the doctor will interact with. So let me go to the side of the doctor here, and one thing that the doctor will be able to do is to add the treatment or to add the treatment to that patient. So if the doctor click here, then uh, he or she will be able to select a patient and then add treatment to them. So that's what I want us today to do today. Maybe we'll be able now to go to the side of the patient here also, and we will be looking at how we can fetch now the doctors in this side so that we can book appointment as patients. So we are almost finishing this project, so just hang in there, we are almost getting there. And at the end of this tutorial or at the end of this project, I'll be having a video or just one video that will be talking about extras and things that you can do and how you can expand on this project. So without much ado, let's get into our video today. So in our last video, we were able to fetch the data from our database, that is patient from our database, and then display them here to reception. And one thing that you can do is to increase the font weight of this text here. I don't think they are visible enough. And again, you can see there is no correspondent, or they are not corresponding with the data that is here, so that like you can see the name here is corresponding, but when you come to location, you can see that the data is not corresponding. So like in our database, let's take a look at our database here. You can see like the resident area is the one that has the emails, and the room admitted is the location and everything. And this came up because we never matched our services with the data that we are getting from our component, from our page reception component. So you can see here, like this is the component for the reception where we are getting the data. You can see in this function here, or the method, we are passing the data that is not corresponding with the one that we have in our services. So what we will do, we just correspond so that they will be okay, or they will save the correct data. And this is one of the things that I told you, you need to validate your data in your backend, because for like now, we won't be able to add this email in resident area, because here in the email, we could have done a verification or validation so that any data that is not email will be saved in the email that is. So you can go ahead and validate your backend. I won't do that because that's a lot of work, but I did it for registering the user and also signing in. So let's go and make our data correspond. So here now you can see this is the name and this is in service. So the first one is name, it's okay. So let's look for this one here. So this one should be the resident area. So what we'll do, we just take this resident area and make it here number 2. Copy and paste it here just like that, and then let's look here what is next. Here it is room admitted, so I'll just take this room admitted here again, this one, and then make it the third here so that it correspond and we get the right data. So again, look at here, we have admission number, it should be number 4. So admission number, it should be let me copy or cut it and then paste it here as in our number 4. And then let's see this one here. So this one, you can see email is the last one and ID is the second last. So you can cut this one and then you will paste it as the last one here, just like that. So now let me format this and then we will just now reload our application and then try to save this patient to our database and see if the data will be corresponding. So let's see now here, let's see, and let me check here if it's okay. Now let us save and then we just check here in our application. So let our application reload and then we see if it will correspond, because we need it to correspond. So our application is reloading and it's taking a lot of time. I think it's because my computer is running a lot of background services or tasks. So let me see here. Let's come here and see. So it's around here. So it is generating browser application bundle. So it is building. So it is almost getting there. So let's see. And it is taking a lot of time. So let's see. So it is still generating and emitting. I think it's because I have taken time to reload or to just save or to open this application, and also we are running our backend and our background services. So it is reloading and now I think it's okay. So it has reloaded. So now let us try and save now this patient. And in here, I think now the data should be, or the data should have corresponded. So I'll write this one here, mail.com, and then resident area, we will say Texas, just like that. And then room number, let me add something like this one, 003, and then admission number, can write anything, and also ID here, we can write anything, random number. So now let me save. So we're saving, so we can see here, and if it has saved. So I don't think it has saved, so let's go back. I think it's because my application is really hanging. So let me try again. I think so. I don't know why it is not working. Oh, it's because I think there's some invalid things here. So let us see. So let us try again. This is James. Okay, and again we can create this as Texas here, and then MBR, it's okay. So this is a number here. So now inside here, now what we can do, you can see we are not getting anything, and I think our backend here is the one that has hanged. So if we try and stop it and then start, you will see. Now let us see. So let it restart so that we see if it is the one that is hanging. So that is let us see. So our backend is restarting here, and also it is taking a lot of time. So it has started. So let me start again, because to know where the problem is. So let us come here, right? I'll just now write anything. Actually, let me write here James here 15@gmail.com, just like that. And then resident area, I'd say Texas, and then room number, anything. Actually here I'll write anything. Here random number, and also here I write random number. So let us try again. So I don't know why this is not working, and maybe I can open the inspect and to see what is happening. So here we have error, and these errors here will give us what is happening. So our object here, and I think is because we changed how the data looks like. So here, what we can see here, let us here, we have an object that has this admission number, email, ID, and name, resident area, and everything. So now what we will do, I think we need to go to our services here and also look for how they have corresponded here. So inside here you can see we have name, area, room admitted, admission number, ID number, and the email. And I think this is the way it should be. So I don't know what is happening here. So let us go to our backend and see. So let us move to our backend here, and again we will see what is happening. So in here, in our backend, let's go to our controller, and inside our patient here, we can check. So create here, we can check here and see if the data also is corresponding, and you can see it is corresponding. Okay, to admitted, and then admission number. So I think it's okay. I don't know why it is not working, and this is a bit strange, but we will see here. So let us try again, because I don't see where the problem is. So let us see. So okay, it's not working. So let me first of all try and change and see if it will work. So let me have it the way it was. So we just go back. So it is this one here, and then we will just go back the way it was. So just like that, and see if this is where the problem is coming from. So I think it was like that, and yes, I think that is where the problem was. And actually this one is a string. Let me see if we can get. Okay, let me try here. This is a string, and then let us reload our application and see what is happening. So if this is the one that is making or is giving us error, we just know. So let us see. So I have changed. So these are some of the errors that you get when you're trying to make things work. So let me add anything here, add anything here, then let us submit, and you can see the data is being saved in our database. So I think this somewhere is a problem, because you can see right now it is working. So, and I don't want it to just be this way, because this one it is not, the data is not corresponding. Like you can see here, the email is, this email should be here, like here. So let me pause for a while and see where the problem is, and then I'll be back. So guys, I went through the error and I don't know what was happening, because what I did, first of all, I came here in this in our database, and then I deleted every patient that we had added, and then I came here in our code here, and I made sure that the data that we are sending through this method here, this one here, is also corresponding with this one in our service here. So I don't know what was happening or what was wrong, but this I'm making sure that we don't have any patient, or deleting every patient into in a table for patient worked for us. And this is what I'm telling you, that I don't know what was happening. So let's continue with our project. So now, if you look at our database here, you can see now the data is corresponding correctly. So we can continue now, because that's what I wanted to achieve. So now let's now go to the side of the doctor now. So we just come here, close everything here. So let us close that, and then first of all go to the side of the doctor here. So in our doctor module here, first thing first, we need to go to the home page here. This is where we have the patient being listed, because we want first of all to fetch the patient now from our database. So what we will do, let us come here in our component, and if you remember what we did with our reception when we were fetching when we wanted to fetch our patient, we created an observable, and then we used a sync pipe to just to subscribe for us and unsubscribe. So first thing first, we create that here, reception observable, just like that. And this one is observable, so we'll import observable from RxJS. So observable, this one here, and also this observable, we give it a type of an interface of patient, because it is patient array here, observable of the patient array. So, and then here we need to include this one to be an nullable, and I think here it's giving us error because we are not importing the interface. So I just try and import now. So now it's okay. So now the first thing that we need to do is to create a function. So I just create a function called get all patients, just like that. And then inside this method now, what we can do, now we can, first of all, let us inject our service for the patient. So just like what we did with our reception. So this one here, I'll just call patient service, because I want to inject it here. So this one here, so I have called it. So now we can use it. So inside here, what I will do, I say this dot patient observable is equals now this dot patient service, and then now we can call this method here for getting all patients, just like that. So now we have the observable here, that is patient, that is getting the patient observable from this patient service, get all patients. So now what we'll do, now we can go in our HTML here, and from here now we want to start, we need to list our patients here, just the way we did with our patient. So what I'll do, I just, with our reception side, so in here I just want to remove this one here, everything here, this data that we had coded. So let me remove them. So just like that, I think it's okay now. So first of all, let me make sure that our application is working, because it can be broken. So since we are removing some of the divs, so let us see. So it is restarting. So you can see here, webback dev server app is updating and then recompiling. So let me first of all close this. Yeah, so let it reload and see if we have the data. So let us see. So now you can see it is working. So let's go to the side of the doctor here. So just like that. So this is a doctor, and then now we can go to the side of the doctor. So again, now let's go back to our code here, and now we want to just get the data from our database and then look through here. So as you remember, what I did with our reception side, I used a sync pipe, so that, because that is the recommendation way of doing things. So let's come here. Up here, we need to create the first div. If you remember that we will have a sync pipe. So this is a div, and in here we are going to use ng directive. So ng if directive, just like that, and then we'll say doctors observable, and then we'll use async pipe, just like that, and then we'll say as doctors as patients. No, it should be patient, that is, it's not doctors. So this one is patients as patients. Now just like that. So you can see here now we have this. So what we can do now again, so let's create another div here. So this div, what we will do inside here now, we will create another ng if directive, so that we can check if we have those patients. So ng if just like that, and then in here now what we can do, we can look for patients. Don't know why I'm repeating this error. So patients length. So now what we do after this, now we can copy everything down here. Let me copy this from here up to here. Let me copy it, and then we can paste it inside there. So I want to format our code because it has a lot of extra spaces. So let us see. Now it's okay. So first thing first, I need to make sure that now we are getting our data from patients here array, that is. So our patients, right now it has only one patient now that is coming from our database. So here I will give it 5 to make sure that we need to have every 5 patients per page. So now, is there anything that I want to add? First of all, let me just save and see what will happen. So we are saving. So let us see. So I think it is already working and it had already saved. So let us see. I think it's okay. Yeah, it's okay, I think. So no, it's not getting the data. You can see here. So let us see. Let us go in actually I'm doing, I think, the wrong thing here. So what I can do is okay, let me see here. Okay, so I created this. Actually I know what the problem is because we never call this function here, and you know, if you don't call the function, it's nothing that will happen. So inside here now I can say this dot get all patients, just like that, and now it should work. So let it load. I've saved, and now if it loads, you'll see if it is fetching the data from our database. So let it load. So after a while, you can see, let us see, yeah, you can see now we have this one here. So now what we can do, let's come here in our application here now, and in our HTML here, so we can just try and now interpolate the data that you are getting. So the first thing is item, and it should be patient actually to make more sense. So I just change here so that because we are looping through patients, so we get patient, and here now we can get patient name, and again here we need to have, let me text interpolate here, need to have patient dot resident area, resident underscore area, just like that. And then this one I don't know what it is, so let's look here. Room admitted, this is room admitted, so we get patient dot room underscore admitted, just like that. And then here we can get the the admission number. So this is patient underscore room admitted, just like that. And also here we can get patient here, patient underscore admission or ID number, just like that. Admission number. Yes, so now here the last one should be the patient dot status. So this one is patient dot status, just like that way. So now let me save that, and if our application reload again, or let us reload ourselves. So let us see. So here I think it is compiling, and you see there is an error. So this time we have an error, and this error is coming from this here. You can see we did underscore room admitted, patient underscore room admitted, and this one should be dot here, just like that. So now let us save and then let it reload. So if we reload again, so let it reload now. I think now we don't have any error. So you can see we have this here, the patient who have been admitted. So we can now, as a doctor, we can now click here to add diagnosis or treatment. So now let us first of all work on getting this data here, or getting the email from now our patient here, because remember we need an email for our patient in order to notify them that they have gotten this type of treatment. And also when the patient logins, we need to check for that email that is in that treatment to know which treatment are for that patient. So email, we must use email because email is the one that is unique, and also is the one that we can use to get the data or the treatment for a certain patient, and also it is the one that we can use to send the email. So let me come here and to now add you can see inside this show add treat, what we can do, we can say patient, we can pass now the patient ID here, patient.email, just like that, so that we will be able to now get the email when to select that patient, that is. So now what we can do after that, remember we need to get the data here. So this one actually we can call it close, or let me add, because it won't accept since it requires to have an argument. Since we are for this one we are adding now the treatment, and we are just passing the argument for the email here. So let's come here, and now below this one here, now I can create the method for close here, add treatment, this one. So just like this one, add treat, and then inside here I just copy this one because it will just close if it is open, that model. So copy everything here, let me come here and then paste it here. So it will work okay, but now here we need now to accept the email, and this email is a string. So first of all, again I need to create here a patient email, just like that, and this one is a string now, just like that. So now I just want to make this nullable, and then after now we get this email, what we'll do, we just say this dot patient email is equals now the email that we are getting, just like that. I'll show you why we need that. And first of all, let us console log this dot patient dot email now. So let's have that, and then let us go to application, just open the inspect here, so that we can see if we are getting the email. So let us open this console here, and I think now we are getting some error. You can see here it is saying expected argument, but I think I had already solved that problem. So let it load, and then I think that's okay now. It has reloaded now. Let us see if there's any error. It is okay now. So when you click here, it should console log here the email. So if we console log, you can see we have the email here. This is the email that we are getting. So now, since we are getting that, we need now this email, and then we add this data here. Together with that email, we will save it in our database here. So because let us come here, and then let us query the table for diagnosis. So select all from patient, not from diagnosis, just like that, and then let us reload now, or let us query, or let me do the querying here. So now let us see how it looks. So if you look here, we need to have this patient email here. So, and then the bill and everything. So first thing first, now we need to get the data, if you remember, from those forms. And to do that, we need to use either reactive forms or template. I'm just going to use the reactive forms, like what we did with for the reception, that is. So inside this doctor module here, we'll come here, and then we can add reactive forms. Let's come here and add reactive forms module, so you can see it and then include it. I think we can add even the forms if we'll be using things like ng model or ng model for binding, two-way binding, that is. So now let's go back here in our component here. Now what we need to do is now to import form group and then form control. We will import everything from now the forms. So let us see what we can do now. So inside here we can import the form group. So then first of all specify where we want to import from, and we want to import from Angular forms. So I don't see Angular forms here. Actually it is here at Angular forms. You can see it here. So what we need to get from here is form group. First of all, form group, just like that, and then we need to get this form again, this form control, and then link validators. Just it will be okay now. Just the same way we did with reception when we are getting the data from reception form. So now the other thing that we need to do is to create the, we need to now to create the, let's say we need to create here, we need to create a new, so as the way we did with our reception, the first thing that you need to do is to add a property for the form. Yeah, so this is form, and this form is nullable, and this one is as a type of form group, just like that. And again, now what else do we need? We need to have now the instance, that is, and this instance we create inside this hook call ng on it. So we just say this dot form, so this dot form here, and again we can say a new instance of form group. So form, let's say form group, just like that, and then we can add now the things that we need to get from our forms. So I'll just get the treatment, just like that, and then you already know what is we need to do here is to create form control. new instance of form control here. You can see how easy it is to use these reactive forms. So I just say null, and then we can create here validators dot required, just like that. So now what we'll do, I just copy and paste, because remember we will have, or we can, it is the same, we just be changing this here, the value. So copy this, copy, paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, just like that. So now this one here should be drag administered. So let's create here drag underscore administered, just like that. Again, the other value that we need to get is doctor name. So the doctor underscore name. So another thing is that we need to get the bill. So here we need the bill, and after the bill we need to get the date. Here, so we need to have the date, and also here we need to get the description. So we need to have description here, description of the treatment, that is. So we need to get also the patient status. So patient underscore status, just like that. So we need to get those, and now we can go to our HTML here. So the first thing that we need to do in our HTML here, if you remember, we need to get, or we need to have everything, which is actually, it should be here. I did this wrong, in a wrong place, I think. So yeah, this one I did it in a wrong place. So I just copy this first of all here. Don't know why I did it here. So it should be inside this home component here. So inside here now, this is where we need it. So you can see even it's giving us error. So inside here now we need to copy this one in our component here. We need now to get this one here, and then let us paste it here again. And the last thing is to get those imports. So let's come here, and then in our import here, cut this, and then in our home component here, just scroll upward. Above here you can now paste, and I think the error will be gone. So that's all that we need to do there. So in our home component here, what we need to do now is to get the form value. So I'll just scroll down. Down here where we have these inputs. So I'll just first of all cover it with need to cover it with this form. So let me copy everything, or cut everything. First of all, I just paste it inside a form. So my computer is really lagging, so don't worry, even if it is slow, just continue. So we have that I have included in a form. So now what we need to do now is to start binding the form group and everything in our form, that is. So inside here, what we will do, we just bind form group now, form group, and inside this form group, we need to get to bind the form, to get the form, that is, or to assign the form. And then we'll have, let me come here and say ng submit here, and this one here will give it, will bind this event that we have bind called ng submit. We give it a method called submit on submit, just like this, just like that. And actually I want to use camel case. So now what we can do, we'll come here, copy everything, and now copy this, and inside our component here, just scroll down. So scroll down So scroll down until here, and then we can paste it, and then actually I copied the whole thing, but it's okay. So it is on submit, and then this is a method, so create it, create that method, and then what we can do now is now to start getting the data or assigning this form control to their input. So inside here, so we can add now form control name as the same way we did with our reception. So form control name, yeah, and then this one, what we can give it, let me add here the name of the treatment, just the name of treatment, just like that. Again, I'll just copy and paste so that we save on time. So copy, and then here just paste, and I will just say here drag administered. So you can see my computer is lagging, and it is running low on storage. So let me remove that. So administered, just like that. So now the other thing that need to add is the doctor name here. So the doctor name, so inside here we need to get the doctor name from this input. So doctor, let me add doctor underscore name. The other thing is that we need to have a description. So in here, in our text area here, what we need to do, let me add that, and we can get the description. So we need to have description here, description, just like that. And actually I can make this input first of all. Don't think we need to use text area for now, but you can use it if you feel like it will be of benefit to you. So let me come here again. So this is an input, so that we need to get now the status. So in here we need to have the patient status, patient underscore status. So we need to have patient underscore status, just like that. And again, now the bill here, we need to have to get the bill. So we need to have the bill here. So the bill, and also the other one here is the date now. So we need to have the date here. So this one is the date, just like that. And now remember, we need now to validate in this button here in order to make it either disabled or valid. Okay, so we need to disable it if the forms are not valid. So we need to create this form dot valid just there, and then let us now reload. Or just before that, let's come here, and inside here I want to just say console log so that we see the values, console log, and then inside here now I can say this dot form dot value, just like that. So just like that. So let me save, and now inside here our application is reloading. Okay, so let us see what will happen now. So it is loading. I don't think we have any error as per now. So it is getting the data from our database. Okay, it is reloading again. I don't know why. Okay, so now you can get this one. So now I don't know why it is giving us this error here, but I'll just see if it is something that doesn't affect us. So I just it is not, it is reloading again. I don't know what the problem is. So when you click there, I think it will start reloading again. Okay, let me see. And then description, then doctor here, the treatment, the status, the bill, the bill here, and then we can select the date. So let us push this to the right. So I don't know if we can push this a little bit. So let me close this one, and then we can just select here, and then before that let me inspect. So let me inspect again, so to see if we can get the values. So it has come here in our console, and then after that when you click here, let us see what will happen. So when you click here, actually it's not clickable, meaning that it might be disabled, and we need to know where the error is coming from. So now we'll go back here and let us see where the problem is. So if we look here, we have bounded by this name here, and we need to make sure that they are the same. So in here, let's get, I don't know why I'm getting confused. So this one here should be the same. So let us see. If we open here, we can see patient status, it's okay, and then the bill, the date, the description, the name, the drug administered. I think everything is okay now. So I want, first of all, let me disable, or let me remove the validation for this button here. So let me remove this so that we can see where the error is coming from. So let us save, and then we'll see where the error is coming from. So because we see if we can get this information or this input values here. So let us see. Okay. So okay, let me see. Let it reload. So yeah, so now let us open that here, and cannot, it is telling us it cannot find. Okay, this is administered, I think. Yeah, so this is where I think the problem is. And let us see, drug yeah, this is where I made the mistake. You might have spotted it, but I did some mistake there. So now let us reload now. So let it reload, and then we can see where the problem is, if we have any problem from when it reloads. So right now we need now to be getting the data. You can see now we don't have any error. So when you click, and then we add here, we add the treatment, describe the treatment, our status. We want to give us any status, the bill, can give any values here, and then first of all let me remove this, and then select the date, and then inspect here. First of all, need to inspect, and then in our console here, let me open console here, and then when you click now, you can see we have these values. You see now we have these values, and now we can now save them in our database. So let me open this here, and now the first thing, when you submit here, we need now to call us the service. We need to inject first of all the service for adding treatment. I think we have a diagnosis service. So inside here in our, let me look in our constructor here, we need now to get another one, and this one we say private, and we say diagnosis service. Actually, we call it diagnosis service, and this one is from diagnosis. Let me look, let's see if we have this. Yeah, we have this service here. So now you can scroll down, and inside here in our, when we are submitting, what we can do now, we can say this dot diagnosis service, and then we can look for this add treatment. And now inside here now we can give the data. You can see here the argument that are required. So we can start with the name of the treatment. Also we can go and add the drug administered, the description and everything. So now what we'll do, let me add here. So right now we need to have the data from our form. So I just say this dot form, and it should correspond with the one that are in the service for diagnosis. So I just say value and say name underscore treatment, just like that. And then the other one is this dot form, and then dot value, and then dot drug underscore administered here, the drug underscore administered, just like that. And then we have to, the other one is this dot form dot value, and the other one is the doctor name. You can see it here. And we have another one, we say this dot, now this one should be the patient email. So this one we are getting from this patient email here that we assigned it here. You can see, let me show you. When we are clicking this function, you can see we are getting an email, and this email we are assigning it to the email that we are, this patient email we are assigning it the email that we are getting using this function. So now the other thing now that we have is just say this dot form, and then dot value, and then dot bill, just like that. And then the other one is this dot form dot value, and then dot date. And then the other one is this dot form here, and we can say value, and we can say description, and we can add another one, this dot form dot value dot patient status underscore status, just like that. So that's all that I wanted to add here. I think they should be enough now. So we have name of treatment, drug administered, doctor name, then patient email, and then we have this dot bill, and then we have date, description and status. So now here we need to say value, so dot subscribe, that is, sorry for that, dot subscribe. And then when subscribing we get the value, and then we can as our callback, and then inside here we can say if value, or if value here, we can reset now our form, meaning that we have saved that data in our database. So I just say console log, and then value here. So let me save it. So when we save now, our application will reload. So let us see. So when we click here, and then let us try and add the treatment. So we have selected this patient, and then we can say the treatment is anything. So I just add anything there, and then this treatment also is, you can add anything, the doctor, the description here, the status, the bill, and then let us close here, and then let us first of all select date, and let me click here. So when you click, I think it should give us error. If let us see if we have error. So I think we have error here, so you can see. So here we have an error. So we have this one here telling us first the failed to load the server, respond with the status of 500. So let us see if we have this if this URL here or endpoint is okay. So if we try and create again, we can see we have the same error that we are having with our reception side. So let's go and check. So I think first of all is to make sure here our server or our endpoint is working. So let me say let me restart it again. So after that, now we can go back and look if we have that diagnosis endpoint here. So in our diagnosis here, let me open the root. First of all, let me check even the index here. So it is called diagnosis. So you can see it here. And then let's check in our diagnosis in our route here. You can see so that we can see. So in our diagnosis here, you can see we have this post. This post has a diagnosis here. And then the other thing is that we need to look at controller here. So this one here. So what I'll do, first of all, I'll console log. So let me console log. Actually, I'm console logging here. So I should be getting the data here. So let's go back and in our program here. So let us now say, just send it the information again. So it is giving us error, but it should print for us. So you can see we are getting to this point here, and you can see it is also printing for us the treatment here. So what is happening? We have everything here. So let me check for if this treatment is valid. So this one is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then let us check now here. So let us check in our treatment here, and then we can see if the information is okay. So it is the name. We need to have the name for the treatment, of which we have name for the treatment. Drug administered, we have drug administered there. So we have now the doctor name, of which we have it, and then patient. We have the patient. Let me see here. Patient email, of which we have it, and again we have patient email. We have bill, we have the date, and we have the description, of which we have description, and then status. So now what we can do, we can just check if now our error is in our database. So let us look for diagnosis, and then we need to see if we have this stop procedure. We have it, because this one now will give us some information. So now let us look for this stop procedure called add diagnosis. So add diagnosis, we need to have it here. Let us check it here. So here is the diagnosis. So let us move upward, and then diagnosis, add here. You can see we have this here. So I just copy it. First of all, need to copy it, everything, and then now we can paste it inside here and see where the where the error is if we have the stop procedure, if we have that stop procedure. So now let's remove these comments here. So this one and this one, let us remove it, remove everything here. So now we have this add diagnosis here, and I will just select everything here so that we only run this command here. So let us run, and it is telling us there is already an object named add diagnosis. So let us check if now our naming is correct. So it is called add diagnosis. So I don't know where the error is coming from, because here it's okay, everything it seems to be okay. So now let me save. So, and then we'll go back and try and submit the data. So let's see. So actually this one is okay. Name of name, treatment, drug administered, doctor name, everything is okay. So let me first of all now remove that and then run here. So everything seems to work correctly, and I don't know what is happening. I think it's because my computer is running almost empty, almost out of space, that is. So now let me first of all reload again and then try again, because there are things that just work when you reload and you start again. So now let us see even if our backend is working. So to make sure, so let us just come here and restart again. So it has restarted, and then you will click here, and then let us see. So inside here, what I do, I'll add init treatment here, drug administered, doctor name, describe treatment, status here, the bill, and the anything, and then we can have that one there, and then let us open the inspect here, and then we'll see what will happen, what is happening now. So I just open the console log here and then try and just do that, and you can see it is giving us error. And if you look here, you can see we have this information here. So I don't know what is happening. Since we have the data is getting in our controller, and this now should work. But let me check in our database here, and you can see nothing has been added. So I think now the error is coming, or this error is coming from here now, because we have done everything the way it should be done. So let me first of all format the code here, and let us see what is happening. So we should have this message here, but right now we are getting another error here. So we can try and read about this error a little bit. So let me run here, and you can see, I think it's the same error that we are getting at certain point. So let me open everything, and then let me close this one and then open it again, so that we see. So right now I don't know what is really happening. So let us see. So this one is, let me open another here, next hub. I think this one will be okay, or we just move to computer here. I think this will be okay now. So you're getting that error. So let me try and do it again here. So let us see. Okay, so now let us open it again and see the error. So we have this error, and it is telling us HTTP response error. So I think this is where the error is coming from. So first of all, let me remove this and see if it is the one that is affecting. So let me see if our backend is reloading. So it is reloading here. As you can see, it is starting again. So let us see now. This is the last trial here, and then let us submit. So when you submit, it should give us error if there is error that is there. So right now you can see it's as if it is the application have hanged. and if you look here, we have this data here. So now let us see first of all if there is any treatment that have been added. So there is none. So I don't know why now it is not giving us error. It is just stuck, and let us try again. So we are not getting like error right now, but it has hanged. So let us see here, and let us print the error. So let me come here, and then we can include, let me say rest this one, and then we can print the error. So let me add here console log error. Okay, let me do error here, and also let me console log error here, console.log, and this one here is error, just like that. So okay, let me see now. So now our server is restarting. So let us see if we get the data. We will be able to see where the problem is. If we read through the error, we can know where to fix. So right now, let it load, and then when we try to submit again, you can see now we have this error here, and this error is telling us let us open. It is telling us what actually I'm not getting what this error is about. So we can just see where this error, what is telling us. So let me scroll upward. You cannot insert the value null into column paid. So you can see this is where the problem is. So we are inserting paid, that is null here. So that is the error that we are getting. So, and actually let me first of all let me scroll upward again so that I show you this error. So the message.error, it is cannot insert the null into the column paid. So what we can do now, you can see we are pushing this to be bill, but I think we called it paid here. So you can see, we are not getting this, or we are not giving this here, the paid. So now I think this is because in our store procedure, this is where we did the mistake. So let's see how the store procedure look like, and our table, that is actually it is our table. So let us see our table in this paid here. So by default, you can see here it is 0. So I don't know why it is giving us error. Okay, we can just remove this not null, and then now we just copy everything here, and let me copy this, and now in here what I'll do, first of all, let me drop table diagnosis, just like that, diagnosis, just like that, and this one is diagnosis. So we have to drop this table here. So let us see if it has dropped this. Let me select that. So it is still running. So let us see if it has dropped that table. So it is still running, and you can see now. Let us get this table because it does not exist. Okay, it is D here, capital D. So let me now highlight it, and then it does not exist. So now what we can do, since we have that table, we can paste it here, and again we can copy from here. Okay, let me copy it from here, or let me highlight it, So let me run again now. So this one should be okay now. So it is still running, it is still running. I think my computer is taking a lot of time. So let us see. So because our error is telling us that it cannot insert this page to be null. So, and I now remove that not null here. So now I think that's okay. So let me now remove it. So now inside here, I can try again. So I think this one, I'm hoping that it has not failed. So let me close it and then restart again. So now we can see what if we now get the data to be saved to our database. So let's see. So it is starting, and after a while we should see the server is running on port 8000 here. So now let us submit and see. Now you can see that diagnosis has been added successfully. So now let us try and look if in our diagnosis we have any treatment that have been added. Yeah, so you can see here we have one and it is loading. So you can see we have this one here. So paid, it is null, and okay, it should not be null, it should be 0. But then again, I will just come here and just fix. So in our next video, so this video is getting longer, and you have seen how we have gotten a lot of errors and how to solve them. So this is one of valuable skills that you can get. And now I want to end my tutorial here. If you haven't subscribed and you're getting some value from these videos, kindly remember to subscribe, share and like, and then hit the notification button, so bell, so that you can get the notification when I upload the next video. So let's see you in the next video, where we'll be looking at the patient side, and also we'll be almost have another video that will be looking at authentication, and then our project will be over. So thank you guys. See you in the next video.